What's up, everybody? I'm B-True, and today we're going to be talking about this guy right here, Ginkaku the Silver Brother from the Gold and Silver Brother duo. But first, if you're interested in more content like this, I got a lot of videos on Naruto Online with strategies and tips and tricks. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel and click the bell notification button so you always know when I'm live streaming and you don't miss any of my future videos. Anyway, let's get back into it. So I was pulling in the Edo treasure. Not a ton. I just wanted to pull, get a rare, kind of see what my luck was, and I got Ginkaku, who is the Silver Brother. Now, honestly, I think the Gold Brother, Ginkaku, might be a little bit better, just because as a standalone ninja, he's a little bit better. If Ginkaku, if you put him in an Edo Tensei team, like with his brother, if you put the yellow or the Gold and the Silver Brother together, they're very strong together. They work out really well. But Ginkaku by himself isn't all that good of a standalone ninja, especially because you get him at 2-star. And the 2-stars really kills, one, your power, and two, it makes the characters like very squishy. Like, they die really easy. But anyway, let's take a look at his stats first. So you can see I got him at Red +1 right now, which is the highest awakening that I have available to me. And his life growth is pretty good. Now you would think that he would be a little bit tankier because he's got a very good life growth, but unfortunately, like I said, because he's only 2-star, he is very squishy, and then his defense and resistance are both kind of low. They're only about at 1,000 there. So his life growth is pretty good, and his attack growth is okay, and then everything else is kind of bad. If you're going to go for a mood on Ginkaku, you want to go with whichever one of these you need more. So if you need him to be a little bit more survivable because you got him in the front row, go with plus life on him. If you want him to do a little bit more damage, and he does do a fair amount of damage, we'll get to that in a second, you can go with plus attack. But for his mood, I would either go on plus life or plus attack, and it's all depending on kind of what you need for him. So on to his skills. First up, we have the Bene Hisago Absorption. So that's the gourd from the show, from the anime, if you guys watch that. Causes damage to a selected unit and immobile. So it does not start a chase. It only it's a single target skill. It does not start a chase, but it causes immobile, which is good. It'll immobilize the character, and it'll cancel any skills they have queued up or anything like that. If the opponent's unit was defeated, they cannot be revived. So that's good. It completely wipes them off the board. It stops them from reviving. That's a pretty strong effect to have. And then furthermore, if the unit suffering from this attack is your opponent's last unit, this attack will do double the damage. So if the opponent's down to one person left on their team and you use this on them, it'll do double the damage. So this is really good for helping you win close fights at the end. So if you get down to the point where they only have one person left and you have this skill available, one, it causes a mobile, which is very good in a one-on-one situation. But then on top of that, this skill's going to do 2 times more damage. So that's a winner right there. He can win you 1v1 fights if it gets down to that point. His standard attack attacks the opponent units in the front row. It has a fixed chance of causing repulse and acupuncture. So you can cause acupuncture with his basic attack, and he has a fixed chance of causing repulse and acupuncture, which means that your combo rate does not affect this at all. So it's a fixed chance of causing that. His chase, the 7-star blade, it chases an attack knockdown and causes low float and acupuncture. So he does have acupuncture on his chase, which is a very good status to have. It can help you out a lot when you have somebody, especially because you can see he can do it twice. So knockdown to low float with acupuncture. So it's a very good chase, and once you'll see it in a second. It's actually pretty cool to watch also. Aiming to the top. This is what makes him actually a very strong ninja right now because of the ninja that we have available to us. Adds an extra 50% damage when causing damage to Kage ninja. So right now, with the Kage treasure being the pretty meta builds, with Mei being in almost every single lineup, Ginkaku is very strong against the Kage because it adds the extra 50% damage to all of his attacks. So to his mystery, his standard attack, his chase, everything. So this guy is a Kage killer. So he can really help you out against Mei teams. So that's one of his biggest strengths right there. And then last, Tailed Beast Chakra. Now it's interesting because they have Tailed Beast Chakra, but he doesn't have Jinchuriki as one of his stats. So that's kind of, I don't know, it's a little weird that they made it that way. I guess because technically he wasn't a Jinchuriki because they just ate the 9 Tails Chakra, but Either way, before each action in a round, recovers some life points based on this unit's ninjutsu, and will recover 20 chakra points. So he gives you extra chakras, kind of like a sage mode thing, and he gets a little bit of life back. Still not enough to make him tanky, especially a 2-star. I would try not to put him in the front row. But anyway, he can do a fair amount of damage. He's got a really good chase with the acupuncture, and against Kage Ninja, he does a ton of damage. And then, like I said, with the one-on-one, when you get down to the enemy having one ninja left, this thing can do a lot of damage. I was actually fighting somebody, and they had the third Hokage was their last ninja left, and I used this mystery on him. So this does double the damage because it was the last ninja on the field, and it has aiming for the top, so it added an additional 50% damage on top of that because it was a Kage that I was using against. So I got the 50% plus the double damage, and I critted. It ended up critting in total, doing about 11,000 damage to the third Hokage. So this guy murders Hokage. It was really, really, really strong, especially, like I said, when you're down to the last person there. So we're going to show off his stuff here. This is the lineup that I just kind of threw together that I've been using him in. I know I said not to put him in the front row. So you can do something like that. But I've just been kind of keeping him in the front row for now, just so that he goes second, so that I can have his mystery as sort of a like a cancellation mystery, because it'll go second, it'll cause a mobile, and then plus if I queue up his mystery first, he gets the extra chakra points, which then allows me to also use Hidan's mystery in the same turn. So that's a nice little thing there. Downs wise, I was using Moon Cutting Flash with Root of the Warrior because he is a sword ninja, and then summoning Jutsu Shark, so that we can keep getting knocked down, and he keeps doing his little front flip slam thing, which you'll see here. Server's been a little bit slow today. I'm not quite sure why that is. Now they're finally doing merges again. Maybe that's why. Alright, so first off, his mystery. He just comes out. He brings out his little gourd. That's what it is. You see, that hit for 12,000, but that's against the Kakashi clone. So that was his standard attack, and now you're going to see his chase is actually pretty cool. I have a bad chase when I start with Repulse, though, but I have a good chase when I start with Knockdown. So we'll see that here in this round. It's actually a lot of fun to watch his chase, because he did like that double front flip into a slam thing. Pretty fun to watch. Yeah. And like I said, so his mystery does a pretty good amount of damage, honestly. And like I said, and it did 12,000 there because this is the only character on the board, or in the enemy team. So that's why it did 12,000. So normally that would have done 6,000 damage, which is still a pretty good amount. But you can see how much damage it's extra when you get down to the last person. And then, like I said, you also get the 50% if this guy was a Kage, so that would have done even more. It probably would have done close to, what, like 18,000 damage or something? Something stupid like that. We'll do it one more time here. So it comes out. There we go. That time we only did about 10,000 damage. 9,800. Yeah, he's a fun ninja to have. I wish that I had him at 3-star, because if I had him at 3-star, I would definitely keep him in my lineup. I'm not entirely sure if I want to stick with him, because he does get blown up really easily. So that is pretty big downfall for him. If you have the Gold Brother, though, that makes things much better for that team, because, so you see here, this is the Gold Brother here. And it is his, where is it? First off, his chase is actually better. So it's low float to knockdown, so those two can just kind of knock down, low float, knock down, you know, back and forth. But his chase causes a mobile, which is actually a better status than acupuncture to have. So his chase is better. His mystery is better because it's Great Ninja War 1010's mystery. His standard attack is a little bit worse, but here at the beginning of a battle, generates a shield to this unit and to a reanimated type ninja in your team based on 80% of this unit's resistance. Will also increase this unit's combo rate by 40%. So this guy has an increased 40% combo rate, and he gives a shield to reanimated ninja about 80% of his resistance, which is a huge, huge shield to have. And that's for all reanimated ninja. And then on top of that, every time this guy takes taijutsu damage, the attacker gets ignition. So that's I would say that's a little bit of a better passive than the small heal and the extra chakra that you get. So overall, I would say Ginkaku is the better of the two brothers. But if you have both of them together, that is best case scenario, because they work really well together. Plus, on top of that, Ginkaku will shield Ginkaku. He'll shield both of them for a pretty large amount, and then you can kind of go back and forth with their chases, which is good. So, I mean, best case scenario, you've got Ginkaku, and then Nagato, because Nagato is going to cancel all the debuffs on them with his passive. And then you got Ginkaku and Ginkaku, and then Ginkaku will shield Nagato as well. So between the three of those, that would be a really nasty Edo Tensei team. Unfortunately, I don't have either of those. I only have Ginkaku, so I can only show off him for now. Hopefully, in the future, we get some more of these Edo Tensei Ninja, and then I can show them off. I'm going to be saving up my Seal Scroll for the Jinchuriki treasure, so I'll probably get a bunch of them, and then be able to show them off when we get them. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, this little look into Ginkaku. If you did, please click the like button down below. Thank you very much to everybody who watched to this point in the video. I really appreciate you guys watching the whole way through, and it really helps me out with the whole YouTube algorithm and everything when you do watch the whole way through the video. So I really appreciate that. I hope you all have a great day. I'm probably going to be live streaming tomorrow, so I hope to see you guys there, and peace.